a monkey was born from a stone. Within a few years, he would become a king. Then he discovered something that every king, every warrior, and every emperor must one day face. He would die. And that realization would send him on a journey beyond the edge of the world. This is Simple Tales. Long ago, on the mountain of flowers and fruit, there stood a miraculous stone. For countless ages it had absorbed the light of the sun and moon, the breath of the wind, the force of storms, and the vital energies of heaven and earth. One day, the stone cracked open. From its heart emerged a stone egg. The wind touched it. The egg split apart, and from within sprang a living monkey. The moment he opened his eyes, two beams of golden light shot toward the celestial palace itself, startling the Jade Emperor and his court. Yet, just as suddenly, the lights faded. The newborn monkey bounded into the world. He raced through forests, splashed through streams, climbed cliffs, and swung through ancient trees. Every sight filled him with delight. Every day seemed an adventure. Before long, he joined a tribe of monkeys living upon the mountain of flowers and fruit. Life was joyful. Fruit hung in abundance from the trees. Clear rivers crossed the valleys. Laughter echoed through the forests. The monkeys spent their days exploring, playing, and celebrating the beauty of their mountain home. Seasons passed in happiness. Then, one summer day, the monkeys gathered beside a mighty waterfall that thundered down a towering cliff. As they played in the spray, one monkey pointed toward the rushing curtain of water. There must be something hidden behind it. The others laughed. No one dared approach. The torrent looked too dangerous. Then, a challenge was proposed. Whoever leaps through the waterfall, discovers what lies beyond, and returns safely shall become our king. The monkeys fell silent. No one volunteered. Then the stone monkey laughed. With a running start, he launched himself into the roaring wall of water. For a moment, he vanished completely. Then he landed safely on the other side. Behind the waterfall lay a hidden paradise. There was a vast cave sheltered from wind and rain, filled with fresh water, fruit, and space enough for an entire kingdom. The stone monkey rushed back with the news. Soon, the entire tribe followed him through the waterfall. True to their word, they bowed before him and proclaimed him their king. From that day forward, he became known as the handsome Monkey King. The years that followed were filled with prosperity. The monkeys loved their king. The king loved his people. At last, he possessed everything he could desire: a kingdom, adventure, friendship, freedom. Then one evening, during a great feast, the Monkey King fell silent. Music played. Monkeys laughed. Torches flickered against the cave walls. Yet suddenly, he saw something he had never truly considered before. One day, these voices would be silent. One day, these friends would be gone. One day, he too would disappear from the world. The realization struck him harder than any weapon. Death. No strength could defeat it. No kingdom could command it. No joy could escape it forever. For the first time in his life, the Monkey King felt fear. Not fear of enemies. Not fear of storms. Not fear of battle. But fear of time itself. The feast continued around him, but he could no longer enjoy it. What value did a kingdom have if it would someday vanish? What value did power have if death waited at the end? The question haunted him. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. At last, he reached a decision. If anyone in the world knew the secret of escaping death, he would find them. He entrusted his kingdom to his followers. Then he built a simple raft. Alone, he pushed away from shore and drifted into the unknown. The journey stretched on for years. He crossed vast oceans and reached distant lands filled with strange customs and unfamiliar people. He learned their languages. He adopted their clothing. He listened to scholars, priests, hermits, and wandering teachers. Many claimed to possess wisdom. Many promised answers. Yet none could tell him how to overcome the fate that awaited every living thing. Still, he refused to abandon his search. At last, he heard rumors of a great Taoist patriarch who lived deep within remote mountains. The Monkey King followed the stories wherever they led. He crossed rivers, climbed steep cliffs, traversed lonely valleys, and finally reached the hidden dwelling of Patriarch Subhuti. The old master immediately sensed that this unusual visitor was no ordinary monkey. The Monkey King begged to become his student. The patriarch accepted him. Under the patriarch's guidance, time seemed to vanish. The Monkey King trained with relentless determination. Some days he meditated beneath silent pines. Other days he practiced transformations until even birds and beasts could not distinguish him from their own kind. He studied the secrets of heaven and earth. He learned disciplines beyond the understanding of ordinary beings. He mastered the 72 transformations, allowing him to take countless different forms. He learned to travel upon the clouds with astonishing speed. A single somersault could carry him vast distances across the world. Most precious of all, he learned the methods by which immortals extended their lives beyond the limits of ordinary creatures. The king who had fled from death was becoming someone capable of facing it. At last, the patriarch summoned him. Then he bestowed a new name. Sun would be his family name. Wukong would be his personal name. It meant awakened to emptiness. The stone monkey had become Sun Wukong. At last, he possessed what he had sought for so long. Not merely power, not merely knowledge, but a path forward beyond the fear that had once ruled his heart. When the time came, Sun Wukong returned to the mountain of flowers and fruit. His subjects rejoiced at the sight of their long-lost king. Yet the one who returned was not the same monkey who had departed upon a raft years before. He had crossed oceans, endured hardship, pursued wisdom without surrender. and transformed himself through courage, discipline, and relentless curiosity. The story of son Wukong reminds us that the questions that frighten us most often become the beginning of our greatest journeys. A single leap through a waterfall made him king, but a much longer journey made him Sun Wukong. Thank you for joining this simple tale. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves myths, legends, and forgotten tales from around the world. Until the next one.